So this is our second session. Yesterday we discussed Terraform environment setup. I hope you all guys are ready with your laptops, installing terraform.exe, adding it to the system environment variables, and then VS Code, Git Bash, AWS CLI V2, and you are able to run create EC2 instance in your AWS cloud. And then we have discussed why Terraform is important, and we created one VPC manually, and then we created VPC through our Terraform. So then we discussed many advantages of it: version control, automated CRUD, and then inventory management, cost optimization, and few other advantages. So we created one dedicated repository for our dedicated GitHub for our session. So I am noting down all the documentation and repositories will be maintained here. If you see here, so I have configured everything. Okay. And then in this session one, we have created one provider.tf and then ec2.tf. So we are using AWS. So this is AWS provider. If you use Azure, you can use Azure provider. And here we just tried creating EC2 instance. Okay, so this is what we discussed yesterday. And today we will discuss of our project. So all of you can take 5 minutes time to discuss this project, to go through this project. Just read this. We are going to complete this through our course and one more project, RoboShop as well. Okay. I received this as part of interview process for one of the US-based company for on-site position. And this covers each and everything of Terraform, automated infrastructure, provisioning, deployment as well. Okay, so take 5 minutes time, 7:10. We'll start again. Just read through this and understand the requirement of the application. Okay, I'm going into mute for 5 minutes. So this assignment consists of, I hope all of you read this. Okay. This assignment or project is a 3-tier architecture. Okay, so all the applications, all the websites in this world follows this 3-tier architecture. Okay, and we have one database and we have one application. So this application is like backend API application developed in Node.js. And we have one front-end application, front-end web application. Okay, so this is also developed in Node.js. The Node.js can be used as both front-end and back-end. Okay, so database, they asked for Postgres. You can use Postgres, MySQL, MS SQL, whatever, the RDBMS, Oracle also you can. So this is the 3-tier architecture. Even Amazon.com, Facebook.com, everything, every application follows this kind of architecture. Okay. So, and they asked to provide infra, automated infra. And then on top of this infra, they asked to deploy application as containerized. Okay, so this is the thing, and they want logs and then HTTPS, not just HTTP, and then CloudFront. So all these things they ask. Okay, so I just ran this application now. So this is the one. Okay, so this is coming from CloudFront. CloudFront is nothing but cache locations across the world. Okay, so I hope you guys know about the CloudFront. Okay, so this is the application. So how the architecture should be for this application is, so architecture is like this. Okay. So we have one AWS account, and inside AWS account, we have Route 53. So the Route 53 is, so all of you should buy one domain from GoDaddy. Okay. If you don't have any domain, buy one domain that can be maximum 1,000 rupees. Okay, on your name. So you need this domain to practice our Kubernetes, and you will also understand how the DNS will work. Okay, so this is the domain techietrainers.com I have. So I configured it as Route 53, and then we have one CloudFront. CloudFront is nothing but edge locations of AWS, and we have a VPC. There will be complete security as well. Okay, security guidelines also should be followed. So we will have one VPC and internet gateway attached. We will have one public subnet. Public subnet is to host this web application. Okay. To host this web application, and private subnet is to host this backend application, and database subnet is to host this database. Okay. So this is the one, and everywhere we will have security groups. Everywhere security groups are created, and we will have route tables, public route table, private route table, and database route table. And then we will have our application and NAT gateway and secrets manager to maintain the RDS password, CloudWatch logs to check the logs of the application, certificate manager to provide HTTPS support for our URLs, and then ECR repository to host the images of our application, Docker images. Okay, and one elastic IP address to attach to the NAT gateway. We will have load balancers. So this part we will do it in ECS and EKS both. Okay, so this is the overall architecture. We should automate it completely. Just you run Terraform apply, infrastructure should be created. You run Terraform apply, application should be deployed. You run Terraform apply, web application should be deployed. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Either it's a small application or big application, infrastructure is always same. For example, if a country and state infrastructure is very good and completely automated and very nice infrastructure, if a state or country will have, then you can deploy small companies or larger companies. Okay, but your infrastructure should be good. So this infrastructure can support a simple application, a big application, whatever it is. So this is what the project we are going to do. So for anything, you start any project, a small project or big project in your company, first thing is the first and foremost thing you do is network setup. Okay. Just like in your home, whenever you buy a home and whenever you move to a new home, first thing you check about is the internet connectivity to your home, right? So you will call some internet providers, they will come, they will install the network and they will provide you internet, and then they will give you username, passwords. Then you connect all your laptops and mobiles to the network. Then only you can start. So similarly, when a company or project is started, first thing we do is network setup. Okay, so that is nothing but VPC, virtual private cloud. So this is same like our on-premise data center. Okay, virtual private cloud is the isolated network in AWS. Every VPC have complete virtual private connectivity. You can host your applications, you can create your firewalls, you can host your servers, databases, cache servers, each and everything you can do it in this VPC. Okay, so first thing we should create VPC. So yesterday we created manually. Now we will create the VPC through Terraform, and then we will learn the Terraform concepts. So in this course, we have two things. One is learning Terraform concepts. Just to learn Terraform concepts, you don't need to take this live course. You can take any Udemy course. They will teach you what are the Terraform concepts like variables, and then count and count index, locals, data sources, functions, provisioners, and then modules. So these are the Terraform concepts. You can learn these concepts anywhere from YouTube or Udemy course. But the major thing is, if you learn those concepts, you need to apply those concepts. So this is what we are going to do mostly. How you apply these concepts on our project. So what we do, we will be learning these concepts and applying those concepts on the project. Okay, if you do this very well, then you take, if you are joined in Facebook, also the same procedure. So first, we will create VPC, and then while creating the VPC, we will learn all these concepts. Okay. So I'm creating one folder, that is VPC. Okay, first thing, whenever you do Terraform, is to create provider.tf. Okay, so let us get the provider, Terraform AWS provider. Copy this. Region, we are going to use Mumbai region, AP South 1. Okay, so this is the provider configuration. When you do provider configuration, then what you have to do? I'm going to VPC, Terraform init. Then Terraform will fetch the provider and keep it in .terraform folder. So one thing you should be very careful is you should have your Terraform git ignore. If you are using GitHub, so all of you please maintain your own GitHub, okay, so that you can show it and then you can practice it. So first thing you should do is create .gitignore. And paste this content. Okay, why? Because this Terraform folder should not be pushed into the GitHub because it has lot of memory. We no need to do this. It is around like 500, 600 MB of the memory, this .exe file. Okay, ideally you should not push this into the Git repository. So that's why this git ignore is mandatory. Okay, so provider.tf we have done. Now we need to do this. For example, main.tf I'm doing. So what are the steps? First step is create VPC. Now you don't need to remember anything, just search and then get from the official documentation, Terraform VPC. Okay, Terraform VPC resources, this one. Okay, so the syntax is like this. So usually we will name it as main or this. And CIDR block is very important. We are going to use CIDR 10.0.0/16 and then instance tenancy. So this is generally by default, it is the value itself is default. And then we have few more important things, that is enable DNS support. True. And then enable DNS host names, also true. Okay, you can always give tags. Tags is tags and then like this. Usually name. What is the name of this VPC? I am going to create it as timing. Okay, I forgot to tell you one thing. So this application, what it does is it will fetch the time from the database. Okay, so when you hit this cdn.techietrainers.com, the request will come to CDN. Then it will call our web. Then web will call API. API will call database. So every database will have a table called time. So our application is fetching the time from the database. That's it. Okay, so this is what this application is doing. Okay, every time you refresh, it will fetch the latest UTC time. So that is what happening in the background. Okay, so I'm going to name this project as timing, and you can keep some other variables. Terraform true, it means you are managing this infrastructure through Terraform environment. So these are the minimum variables we used to keep. Name, whether it is managed by Terraform or not, so that anybody see in the console, they can understand this resource is managed by Terraform, and environment, which environment this resource belongs to. So that is dev environment. Okay, so this is the VPC. Okay, I'm naming it as one because I already have one resource here. Just to show you, I created this infrastructure again. Okay, I'm naming it as timing 1 for today. So what are the commands? Terraform plan. The Terraform plan will give you what are the resources it is going to do. So it is telling I'm going to add one resource. Then Terraform apply. If you give auto approve, then it will not ask for S. So it created resource, then you come and check, you got the resource. So this is what do mostly in Terraform. Okay. So this is the basic thing. Resource, type of the resource, what is the name you want to give, and the arguments or parameters. So next thing, what we do, create internet gateway, right? Create internet gateway, and then attach internet gateway to VPC. Internet gateway is nothing but modem. You are attaching modem to the network, like your home, and then create public subnet. Create public route table. Create private subnet. Create private route table. Create database subnet. Create database route table, and association of all route tables to the subnets. NAT gateway. Attach NAT gateway. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. So now let us go for internet gateway. So you get to know this when you are doing more practice, then you will understand and you will remember somehow the parameters. Okay, Terraform AWS Internet Gateway. Okay, this so this is the syntax. Okay, AWS Internet Gateway. I'm just naming it as main again. So you need to attach this, right? You need to attach the internet gateway to VPC. It means then you need to provide the VPC ID to the internet gateway. So tags, you can just give this tags again. Okay, so what I do now is I'm destroying. So I'll keep this resource at the top. Okay, so now when Terraform is creating this Terraform plan, it is saying 2 resources to add. So when it is checking the resource to be created, this one, it will see. So there is a dependency on AWS VPC main.id. Then first it will go and create this AWS VPC main, and it will fetch the VPC ID from this, and then it will give it to the internet gateway. So that is what I said, automatic dependency resolution. Okay. So if you want to provide this ID, you just need to give AWS VPC main. You see the output, Terraform VPC. So this one will give you some output. So not only these are the inputs. Okay, so these are the inputs. By taking inputs, Terraform is creating the resources, and it will give us the outputs as well. You can see this, the ID of the VPC created, the ARN, everything it will give you. Okay, so we are going to use this ID. We will discuss more about outputs anyhow. For now, I'm doing like this. Now Terraform apply. Go and check internet gateway. Timing 1, and it is attached to the VPC. Okay. So after that, what we have to do, create public subnet. Just come here, AWS subnet Terraform. Okay, AWS subnet. So this is the syntax. Resource, AWS subnet. So let us name it as public subnet. Okay. So I will discuss the best practices, everything, but not immediately, slowly. So it needs VPC. So you know VPC ID equal to AWS VPC.main.id. That's it. And it needs CADR block. 10 dot, okay, we can keep this 10.0.1.0/24. This is the public subnet. Now let's go and create. Okay, it is done. Now let us come and check here. Okay, so we didn't give tags. So that's why it is unable to show here the name. Okay, let us give the tags. Now you do Terraform plan. It will tell you what are the changes it is going to do. Okay, it is clearly saying one resource is going to be changed. What is that? It is going to give tags. Okay. Now this is the one you can check the tags. These are the tags we have. Okay, next thing is route table. So you get the hands-on of searching the documentation and then creating through Terraform. Then we can get into advanced concepts. This is not route table. This is route. We are not able to search. Let us search here route. AWS route table. This is the one. I'll just name it as public route table. Here you can see the VPC. AWS VPC dot main dot ID. This is our VPC ID. And then you are adding a route. So this route, since it is public, what I should do is, since it's a public route table, I am giving the internet. Internet is nothing but 0.0.0.0/0. And how internet should be reached, the AWS gateway dot our main dot ID. Okay, so this is the route into that public route table. And that's it. You need this route, that is enough. And tags. Public route table. So you need to associate public subnet with public route table. So for that also AWS route table association. Okay. Just name it as public. AWS route table association. To associate, we need subnet ID as well as route table ID. So that is what we will get here. AWS subnet dot public subnet dot ID and AWS route table dot public route table dot ID. Okay, that's it. So we created VPC, we created internet gateway, we created public subnet, we created public route table and attached the internet route, and we associated both public subnet with public route table. Okay, so now let us plan. It is saying 2 resources are going to be added. So if you see here in our Terraform, there is something called Terraform.tf state. Okay, what is this Terraform.tf state? You can check here. You see AWS Internet Gateway, the name you have given, and it has the full details of what you created. Okay, this is Internet Gateway. This is route table. This is route table association. This is public subnet. This is VPC. Okay. So what Terraform does is, whatever you write in the Terraform files is nothing but declared configuration. Declared is nothing but you are asking Terraform, I want this. Okay. I want these resources to be created. So that is what you are declaring here. Declaring is nothing but what is declared. A general meaning is giving a written notice. Okay. So you are declaring these resources. Then it is Terraform responsibility to create these resources. Terraform responsibility to create these resources, provided you did correct syntax. Okay, so that is what Terraform is intended for, right? So Terraform will create these resources, and it should have some track. What are the resources I create? So that is nothing but Terraform state. So this is where Terraform track the resources it created. So this is declared configuration, and this is actual configuration. So declared configuration should be always matched with actual configuration. Okay, so this is the ultimate thing we are going to do. So whatever you declare here, Terraform responsibility is to create that. So how Terraform will check is it will have some Terraform.tf state and it will maintain here. Now let us do one thing. So we created public subnet and let us go for private subnet. I'm going to create private subnet. Just it is private. So for private subnet, I'm going to use 2.0 or 11.0, for example. Okay. So now you see declared configuration has one resource extra. Actual configuration is behind one resource. So now when you apply Terraform plan, what Terraform will do, Terraform will read all your resources, and then it will compare with Terraform.tf state. Then it will give the difference. Okay, so I need to add one more resource. If you apply, then I will add this resource. Okay, so whenever you do Terraform plan or Terraform apply, Terraform will get the declared configuration. It will compare with actual configuration. Then it is going to tell you the changes. If there is no difference, then it will not show you anything. Now, if you do Terraform apply, then it is added. Now you do Terraform apply. there is no change because the declared configuration is equal to the actual configuration created. So this is what the state file. Someone will ask, what is Terraform state? Terraform will create a terraform.tf state file to keep track of the resources it created. So whenever you apply Terraform plan or Terraform apply commands, then Terraform will compare the difference between the declared configuration and actual configuration. So this is what you have to practice and feel the difference and tell in the interviews. Okay, now we will create private route table as well. Private route table will not have the internet. And then we will do the association. So while doing this, you should be very careful. This private should only be attached. Sometimes while doing copy paste, we will by mistake, we will use this private subnet ID, but instead of private route table, we will attach public subnet, public route table. Okay, so these mistakes you should not do while doing copy paste. This is the major error you may face while practice. Okay, then you don't understand, and you spend a lot of time to find this. Okay, but that is how, that is also an experience. It's fine. Now I will create database subnet. I'm going to give 21. Then database route table. And then association. Okay, now let us go and apply. It is done. Let us go and check in the console. So we have database subnet, and then we have the route table attached, and we have the private and route table also attached, and we have public and route table have an extra entry that is nothing but internet gateway. Okay, and need to create NAT gateway to allow internet access for private subnet. So traffic coming in is called as ingress or inbound. Traffic going out is called outbound. Okay, inbound is nothing but traffic coming in. And outbound is nothing but traffic going out. So outbound traffic is completely in our control. Okay, so these private instances, whatever here, databases, all those things, if you send a request to the outside world, then it is safe because you know what you are doing. And public subnet, you are accepting each and every traffic. Okay, so this is where you should be very careful. So if customers have to access your application, then your application web tier should be in public subnet. Okay, so that you can access the internet. But those guys should not access access your database. So that's why we don't have internet connectivity. But for our purpose to fetch some updates from the internet, we are allowing outbound traffic originating from these subnets. This is very secure because we know what we are doing. So for Elastic NAT gateway, you should have some Elastic IP Terraform. This. Okay, this will create one Elastic IP. Elastic IP is nothing but static IP. Just like this IP, whatever we are using here, what is my IP? If you type, this IP is not static IP. Your internet service provider keeps on changing this IP address. If you ask a static IP, then they will charge you something around monthly 500 rupees. Then they will allocate you static IP address. Okay, so now we got one static IP. Now you need to create NAT gateway. So this is the syntax. This one should be our Elastic IP ID. Okay. And NAT gateway should be in public subnet. AWS subnet dot public subnet dot ID. Okay. Then NAT gateway will be created. So you need to add this NAT gateway as route. So here, when you come to route table, here there will be database as well as private route, right? So here you should add that route. Add internet, and then here there is NAT gateway. You need to select this one. Just now we created, right? So to do that, you need to do through the Terraform. There is something called route. AWS route Terraform. Get this. Just NAT route table ID. It is the route table ID. AWS subnet private subnet dot ID. Destination CIDR block. It should be internet address. And then this is not VPC. This is something NAT. NAT gateway ID. NAT gateway ID is nothing but AWS NAT gateway dot ID. Okay, you can also sometimes create explicit dependency. Okay, that is the key is nothing but depends on. So this depends on should be route table should be created. So AWS route table dot, what is the dependency for this is this private route table. Okay, sometimes 0.1% of cases, Terraform cannot find out the dependency. Okay. So for that is, we should have that. So we are going to add it to the database also. I'm going to create this private. Sorry, this is route table ID. Sorry, this is route table ID. AWS route table dot private route table dot ID, and this one is AWS route table dot database route table dot ID. Okay, actually you don't need this, because when it is doing this, then it will automatically check there should be a database route table. Okay, yeah, that's it. Now let us do okay, this is done. Let us go and check. Okay, you have your NAT gateway attached. So this is how we will create the resources. Just by seeing the documentation, you can do this always. So you should practice this hands-on. For today, whatever we discussed, creating the VPC internet gateway, just go through the internet documentation and try to create on your own. Okay. Try to maintain your own GitHub repository. So now let us discuss the initial topic, that is variables. Okay, so everywhere variables is a universal concept in IT, whether you take programming language, scripting language, Ansible, Jenkins, whatever it is, shell scripting, Python. Okay, so everywhere this is the variables is the universal concept. Okay, someone asked for pictorial configuration, whatever we have did. Okay, let me write simple thing, draw.io VPC. Try to learn this one as well, because when you are giving some presentations and showing it to your team, this diagram is very important. Okay, so this is the AWS cloud. And we created VPC. We attached internet gateway. Okay, we attached internet gateway to VPC. And later we created public subnet. And we created private subnet. We create a database subnet. Here, database. Okay, and then we created route tables. Okay, this is the public route table. This is the private route table, and this is the database route table. Okay, this is what we did. Okay, VPC resources belong to VPC. I'm creating inside VPC. Resources does not belong to VPC. I have to create out of VPC. For example, we created NAT gateway also. Actually, NAT gateway is inside public subnet. Okay, and then elastic IP. Actually, it is VPC resource. I'm just keeping it somewhere. Or you can just keep this and connect this to. Okay, so this is what we did. Right. Now let's go back to variables. So variables is a universal concept everywhere, programming, scripting, whatever it is, even in mathematics. You know, mathematics is the background for computers. Entire computers are running based on the mathematic formulas. Okay, you know, in our childhood, we will define x equal to 1, y equal to 2, and then z equal to 3. And we do some formula derivation. And at the end, we submit these variables. Okay. So variables follow one principle, dry. Don't repeat yourself. For example, you have to print some statements. Hi, Siva. Good morning. Hello, Siva. How are you? What are you working on, Siva? So tomorrow, if Siva, it should be replaced with Ramesh, then you need to change it everywhere. Here also you need to replace, here also need to replace, here also need to replace. Instead of that, what programming or scripting they tell is like coding practices, create a variable person equal to give the name here, Siva. Then replace this like this. Now, if you do this, then while running the program or script, whatever it is, then this will go and fetch the value of this and it will replace everywhere. Okay, now if you want to change this, then you can change it to Ramesh or Suresh, whatever. So this is called dry. Don't repeat yourself. You declare here and then you are referring this everywhere. If you want to do some change, instead of changing in each and every line, you just do the change here. It will be automatically reflected. So that is called don't repeat yourself dry principle. You don't need to hard code the values. Okay. So these are called variables. For variables, there are types of variables. You know, everybody of us learned some C language. We have seen int, float, boolean, and then long, string, map. We know these are all the type of the variables, because some variables are like text, some variables are like numbers, some variables are like true or false value, some variables are like 1.0, 1.2, 1.3, like this. Okay. So in any concept, you take anything in IT, wherever there is a variable, there is always types of variables. This is nothing but data type. What is the type of data you are storing inside the variable? That is also very important. If you remember, generally we were learning int I equal to 0, float a equal to something 2.3 in our C language. Okay, no need to remember the C language, but understand this is the general way I'm telling. Boolean is class today true, something like this. Okay, string name equal to Terraform. Map is nothing but a key value pair. So key value pair is here. You see our tags. You can say this. Tags is the map. So inside that we have, this is name, this is value, this is name, this is value, this is name, this is value. So this tags is called as map. Okay, so in Terraform also we have variables and type of the variables. Here we will call it as number. We'll call it as number, string, wool, list, and then map. Okay, so these are the data types available here. Okay, so for example, here everywhere we have timing. You can see timing 1, timing 1, timing 1. Everywhere we have timing 1. So instead of hard coding here, what is the best way to create variables? So better we create one variables dot tf. Okay, ideally you can mention everything in a single tf file. You can mention provider, can mention everything in main.tf or any tf file. You can mention everything, but that will not be good, right? So we always try to keep separate files so that someone refers your code, they can see provider configuration is here, variables are declared here, or main configuration is like this. So that's why you have to keep different files. Okay, so the syntax here is variable, okay, and then name of the variable. So entire Terraform, there will be braces. Okay, variable, I'm just giving project name. Okay, and here there is something called type. You need to tell Terraform what is the type. String. Type equal to string. And then what is the value? For that value, you need to provide some default. This is nothing but default value. What is the value you are providing? Default, that is timing. I will tell you why this is default. Timing 1. Okay, and there is something called description. This is the project name. So description is not mandatory. Okay, only nothing is mandatory here. Okay, these are all not mandatory, but for our purpose we are giving it. For now, you just try this. Tomorrow I'll tell you more details. And what else? So sensitive and validation also there, but for now just stick to here. So we created a variable called project name, type is string, and the default value is timing 1. Now how can you refer this in here? Okay, here var dot variable name, that's it. Var dot variable name. And here, how can you refer this is like this. So inside double quotes, you can also do like this here. What is dollar, something like this, var dot project name. Sorry, it's not work here. So if you have something in double quotes, okay, here you need to mention like this, dollar var dot project name. Okay, then this will fetch the project name and will attach time1 hyphen public subnet. Okay, if you have inside double quotes, you need to follow this syntax, dollar and flower braces. Okay. That's all. Just for demonstration, I'm changing it to timing 2 to just check the changes. Now, if you do Terraform plan, okay, you see many resources are going to be changed. Terraform apply. When you come and here, you can see all the resources are updated. Okay. So this is what the variable concept. For today, we have seen the string type, and then tomorrow we will see other types like number, boolean, and then list, map. Okay, so if you have some time tomorrow, you can also just go and understand this Terraform variables. Don't wait for me. If you have time, don't wait. You don't need to wait for me. I'm just telling you, just go and then read this. Then you will get more confidence tomorrow when I am telling again. Okay. Yeah. So we can stop till here today. Can take a few questions. Yes, Anil, you have some question? Yes, Sunil Kumar.
Siva, hello.
Yeah.
నిన్న టెరాఫామ్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోమని చెప్పారు కదా నిన్న. అది డౌన్లోడ్ చేసా కానీ నాకు రావడం లేదు, అది టెరాఫామ్ కనెక్ట్ కావడం లేదు. కొంచెం చెప్తారా మీరు? కొంచెం స్క్రీన్ షేర్ చేయొచ్చా?
No, not now. Just create the, so you can check, you can go to our community chat. There you can mention what is the, take the screenshot, there you post it.
Okay, thank you.
Hanuman?
Yeah. Right.
Hello.
Yeah. Right. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Regarding this VPC ID, if there are two VPs are there, how we can differentiate and how we can assign that VPC ID?
No. So Terraform knows what VPC it is creating. Then it is fetching the ID it created, not other VPC.
Okay. It can be differentiate using the project folder name, right?
No, here this is the VPC, right? AWS VPC dot main. So it knows what VPC it created. Then it is fetching the ID of it. Okay, you may have 10 VPCs inside.
Yeah.
But Terraform will always track the VPC it created. So that's what I am giving, AWS VPC dot main, then the ID of it.
Okay, if there are 10 VPs are there in organization, so every VPC will have a different VPC name, like AWS VPC and also something is there.
Mhm.
Okay, suppose ABC, ABCD VPC is there, XYZ VPC is there. Let us say.
Okay. Okay.
So while it is calling AWS underscore VPC dot ABC, something like it will call like that.
No, you're completely understanding wrong. So this is the VPC we created using Terraform. Then it will fetch the ID it created, not fetch the other IDs. David Pavan Kumar.
Yeah, hi. Suppose you showed a Terraform TF state file, right? We have all the track. For suppose if you lose one of the resource block in main.tf or somewhere else, will it replace that one by using Terraform TF state file?
Terraform TF state, actually there is some more concept, some that is called as remote state. We are going to discuss that.
Okay.
Now, for example, if you do something change here, side, for example, I'm deleting this public subnet.
Yeah, we can get this from our Terraform import command, right? Okay. Okay, sorry. Please go ahead.
For example, if I delete this NAT gateway, Terraform will check that the resource it created or still exist or not. Or not. This one, what is the NAT gateway? Just still deleting. Okay, let it delete. Or for example, if I delete the route, if I delete this route, you can see Terraform found out someone deleted. So it will try to create again. So it will go to the state file.
Okay.
And it will get all the resources it created. It will make sure these resources are exist in AWS. If it is not exist, then it will tell us. It will tell us I'm going to create that one.
Okay.
Okay, now you can see NAT gateway also I deleted manually, right? So then Terraform will find out. Okay, so the declared configuration is not exist there. Then it will again create.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and one more question is here. When you created like VPC, you have given some what is instant tenancy or something else?
Yeah, that is default. By default, it is default.
Yeah, what it is? I'm not
Actually,
sure.
Even I don't know what are the every parameter. You have no need to understand the parameter, okay? Everything.
Yeah.
So just go here and then.
But yeah, you mentioned as default. That's why I have asked you. But what it is instance tenancy?
So by default, it is default actually.
Okay.
So this is not the Terraform thing.
Okay,
this is the AWS thing, okay? Terraform
this
is
one
just
is an
giving us the
optional.
option.
Okay.
Yeah. By default, the value itself is default.
Okay.
Okay, you can just read this. What are the other options?
Yeah, sure.
It is dedicated in the sense generally resources are shared in cloud, right? So instead of sharing, you can have your dedicated network, like dedicated EC2 instances.
For our EC2 instances. But it will be dedicated, right? Whenever we attach our instances to our VPCs, it will be dedicated. not
No. Those are not dedicated EC2 instances. Those are shared instances. If you want dedicated, you need to go for some physical instances available. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Parasuramudu.
Hello.
Yeah.
Where I have to fire the Terraform init command?
Terraform folder where you have Terraform files, there you have to fire.
Okay. Initially, I have created software folder. In that folder, Terraform.exe file is there.
Okay.
In that folder only initiated that command.
Have you seen yesterday's session again?
Yeah, already I seen, but how to open that folder into Visual Studio Code? I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Okay. So for example, so this is the Visual Studio. Generally, you guys open for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay. Here there is an option, open folder.
Okay.
Okay. Go here and then go to this VPC, this for wherever you have. Okay. I want to open this folder, then just select it.
Okay.
You will get all the folders listed here.
In that folder only, I will fire the command Terraform init, right?
The Terraform init where you have provided .tf, there you have to.
Okay. I understand.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Bhaskar Reddy.
Hi, Siva. Good
Yeah.
evening.
Hi. Good evening.
Siva, I have experience in DevOps on AWS, but not Terraform. So that I seen your scripts. Somewhere you use the inverted commas, somewhere is not. So
What is it? Somewhere?
inverted commas.
Inverted commas.
Yeah.
This inverted comma. You means a single apostrophe or something like that?
Double apostrophe.
Okay.
So somewhere it is there, somewhere not there, and
Okay. Anyhow, so we'll come to that point. It's not related to our topics, right? You are way ahead. Let's discuss that later. If you have any questions related to today's session and today's.
Yeah, one more thing is the tags. Yesterday I have tried to create someone EC2 only to Terraform. I haven't given any tag. Later I give the tag so that I'm asking whenever we are giving any additional on that, we need to be give for init or else.
No need. Init is no need. Just give for plan and apply.
And plan is mandatory for that.
Not mandatory. Apply by default. Run the plan in background. Okay. But better way is to apply or to run plan first, and then see the changes what it is going to do, and go for apply.
Okay. One more thing, you said the git ignore, right? So
yeah.
This is for only like in the practice way you are giving that. In real time also we have to be maintained like that.
Bro, actually you guys are. There is no practice. There is no real time. Okay. So this is for some purpose. Why I'm giving is your Terraform folder should not be pushed into the GitHub. And TF state files also should not be pushed into the GitHub because this has lot of memory. This is unnecessary actually.
Okay.
If you push 500 MB, 600 MB of files into the Git, then it will not accept. Try to do it once.
Got it.
Okay.
So unnecessary memory. So we just going to
unnecessary things you should not push into the GitHub.
Okay. For that we are using the git ignore. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Rajashekar. Radha.
Yes. Hi, Shiva. Good evening.
Yeah.
So here we have used Terraform in the tags. We have used you have used Terraform equals to true, right? So what is the purpose of that?
Sorry, what is it?
Terraform equals to true in the tags.
There is no purpose. Just somebody goes to your console And if they see this resource, then they will understand, okay, this resource is created by Terraform. Some resources can be created manually, right? For example, this resource, you can understand this resource created manually. Just a simple best practice, that's it. There's not much meaning.
Okay. Now you have deleted manual in add gateway and root table, right? So while applying, it will compare with the declared configuration and the actual configuration. But I deleted. I deleted that resource with the intention that it should not be there. But when I apply Terraform apply, it is creating, right? But my intention is it should not create. Then I should comment in the TF file only.
Yes, correct. If your intention is it should not be there, then you should not declare simply. Correct?
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I should comment here.
Yes, you should remove or comment, whatever.
Okay. There is no other way.
This is the way. You should not have that question of there is another way. If you are doing everything through the script, then updation and deletion also through the script.
Should happen. Okay. Either manually or either.
No manual. If you want everything to be Terraform, you should not touch ideally in the console. Generally, few companies, they will not give you any access other than read. Okay, whatever you have, you should do whatever you want, you should do it through Terraform. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi Shiva bro.
Yes.
I'm Raj.
Yeah, hi bro. Yeah, hi Rashikar.
You have said regarding automatic dependency resolution, right?
Yeah.
There you have mentioned, yes, depends on. Can you explain this one once again, please?
See, sometimes there is some logical relation. Okay. So some logical relations is nothing but you don't know that dependency actually exists. Terraform also don't know. So that's why there is an option of explicit dependency. For example, here, while creating NAT gateway, public subnet, you are doing it. This is okay, fine. So I don't have exact example to tell you. So just understand Terraform is able to do automatic dependency. But if you don't know, to say.
Yeah, I somehow understand this one. One more query in the same thing, related to same thing. Is there any priority like this resource should create first, this resource should create second, third, something like that?
Yeah, obviously. Suppose, can you create subnet without VPC?
No, it is not possible.
Yeah, that is the relation, right?
Okay. No, like to give manually. For example, depends on we are giving it, right? Similarly, do we have any other properties like to
no,
give?
this is the only property.
Okay.
You can give depends on explicitly.
Okay. Understood. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, Dasari Durga Murli Siva Varaprasad. Yeah, hi. Okay.
అది కోర్స్ నేను టుడే అయ్యాను సార్ ఎన్రోల్ అయ్యాను. అది నిన్న చెప్పారు కదా సార్ మీరే మొత్తం ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్ ఎలా సెటప్ చేయాలి, దాని ద్వారా ఒక చిన్న టాస్క్ అందులో చెప్పారు కదా సార్ ఈజీ టు చేస్తున్నాను.
Okay, yeah, come to the question. We don't have much time. You don't need to repeat what I said yesterday.
అది సెటప్ చేసేటప్పుడు యాక్చువల్ గా సిఎల్ఐ డౌన్లోడ్ చేశాక మా సిఎండిలో అది వర్షన్ కొడుతుంటే తెలుస్తుంది, కానీ గిట్ బ్యాచ్ లో అది ఎలా చేయాలి సార్? గిట్ బ్యాచ్ లో రావట్లేదు, అది కనెక్ట్ అవ్వాలంటే.
Okay, so just here git bash and then this is simple, bro. Just git bash and then you just run Terraform version. That's it.
Terraform sir. AWS configure and go.
Yeah, AWS configure also will run here.
Terraform version avunni.
Okay, you have to try again, bro. This is very simple and silly thing. Just find out why it is not doing.
అంటే CMD లో డౌన్లోడ్ అయినట్టు పైథాన్ వర్షన్ అవన్నీ చూపిస్తుంది. దాని ఇందులో తీసుకోలేదు సార్ CLI వర్షన్.
Okay, try to restart your computer.
Try checking the path also, which how you
AWS CLI, if you install, it will automatically take care of the path actually.
Environmental variable path check.
Okay, post your question in the chat room. Rahul?
Hello, Shiva.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, something you have mentioned like a Git ignore, right? From I could see some code in there. From where did you copy that?
Yeah, you can just find out Terraform git ignore in internet. So you can find anything. So these are the things actually you should ignore. That's what somebody will keep. Okay, you just copy and paste it. That's it. Nothing much.
Where should I copy it? In Git, right?
Yeah, in this folder. If you are pushing it to the GitHub, then here you need to copy. .git ignore. File name should be .git ignore.
Okay. For this, do we require to install any plugins for?
No,
Okay.
nothing. Yeah. Harish Reddy, you have some question? Shravan?
Hi, Shiva.
Yeah, hi.
Harish here. So when you
Yeah,
are
hi.
writing some changes in the main.tf file, how Terraform plan command is picking up those changes? Is it automatically?
That's what I said. Terraform always checks your TF variables, TF files. Whenever you run Terraform plan, it will go through each and every TF file.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, Shravan?
Yeah. Can you show the steps if you have those the steps that showed the macro level idea where create VPC internet gateway? Yeah. Okay. Is there a chance you can post that in the chat?
It's okay, actually. So don't expect everything I write here to be pushed somewhere in GitHub. Okay, the ideal way is just open the recording, watch it, then write your own notes. That's the better way.
Okay.
But definitely I will push whatever is required.
Right. Okay. Yeah. One last question. So what is the purpose of Elastic IP to NAT gateway? And I mean, we are not attaching any any Elastic IP to internet gateway as such, right? How
yeah, because NAT gateway requirement is to have Elastic IP. Otherwise, generally, whenever the EC2 instance, okay, if you have, for example, in NAT gateway in background, it runs EC2 instance. Okay, you cannot see that. AWS will manage that. So whenever EC2 instance is stopped and started again, usually the IP address will not be guaranteed. Just like as I said, what is my IP if you search today? Tomorrow IP address will change. So for that purpose, we need to attach Elastic IP. Because we are attaching here all the instances through the NAT gateway, right? So in background, it attached through the IP address.
Okay.
So if IP address keeps on changing, then these instances will lose the internet connectivity. So that's why you should attach NAT gateway, Elastic IP.
Gotcha. If it's not more deep to ask, why NAT gateway needs to be a EC2? We are just adding routes there, right?
No, you don't know what is behind NAT gateway. Usually AWS will create one EC2 instance and it install few softwares inside it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hi, Sanjay. Hi, Sanjay.
Hi, Shiva, am I audible?
Yeah, audible.
Shiva, I have two thoughts. One, we'll be getting assignments, right, to enhance our learning experience on session by session, or?
Assignments, this is the big assignment we are doing. I will give you all something, some tasks to read, some tasks to practice. Yeah,
Okay.
you can do that.
Sure. And the second request I do have, if possible, can you limit our access in the WhatsApp group, that so that our who are the students in these sessions will be there, right? They can interact with each other and they can post their screenshot in group.
So we have already the chat, right? So
Okay.
inside community chat, we have I enabled. I'm going to do Slack. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not professional way actually to allow in WhatsApp. Even you guys should not ask me questions in WhatsApp. I cannot open it. I cannot see that. I cannot give answers. Okay. You can post in community chat. We will soon enable Slack. That's going to be a long-term community.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So there you guys help each other. I'll do something. I'll post something, whatever future updates, everything.
Sure. Thank you, Shiva.
I'm done. Satyanarayana.
Yeah, hi Shiva. Good evening.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, if a state file is deleted, it is possible to retrieve them again.
If state file is deleted, you should manually create it again. So that's why state file should be keep very secure. So I will tell you how can you secure it into the S3 buckets. You should not keep state file inside here in GitHub. Okay, I'll tell you the way in next classes. Okay, yeah.
Shiva, one question I have is, so the general expectation after the class is to catch up on the recording and do the assignment. So generally you would post that thing in WhatsApp or in community chat?
Okay, somewhere I will communicate to you. So recording will be updated within 2 hours. Okay, you guys open the recording and practice, complete the practice. Then if you still have some time, you can just find other resources. I'll also give something.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, yeah. Rajesh Polavaram.
Hi Shiva. Actually, I have a doubt regarding yesterday. So I have tried to destroy. I have tried to create a EC2 instance and Terraform destroy and auto approve command. No? If I give that command, so everything created through the script we created, everything will get deleted from the AWS console.
Yes.
Okay. Because I was trying to see that virtual machine EC2 instance was terminated. After that, I can still see some IP address or something was there. Okay, I will check again once again.
Yeah, sure. Sweta?
Yeah.
Sweta, you have some question.
Yes. Hi, Shiva. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you.
So you changed the timing 1 as timing 2, right? And then you applied the Terraform file.
Yeah, correct.
Why did not create new resources and instead updated it?
Yeah. So few things. There are two options. Few parameters, no need to delete. Few parameters, if you update, no need to delete the resources. Just changing the name, right?
Now, how did it understand that it has to update and not delete?
So that is from the AWS. That is from the AWS point of view. So AWS will decide. Few parameters, if you change, then it will be destroyed and recreated. Okay, you will get the clarity on this. It's not from Terraform side, it's from AWS side.
Okay, so we'll understand. Suppose I want to create timing to new and not updated, then where should I make the change?
Sorry, once again.
I want to create new resources and I do not update it. So how
if
should
you want
I
to create new resources, there is something called as taint option. We'll discuss that in next classes.
So we'll
it's a simple thing. It's a simple generally thinking. For example, if you are filling a form, if you do a simple mistake, generally you will correct it. If you do a major mistake, for example, name is very important, right? Your name. So if you do a mistake in that, so you should, like if it is a like OMR sheet, then it is you are not able to correct. You have to destroy and then recreate.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, because we changed the whole name itself here, but still it updated.
Name doesn't matter actually. In programming or in IT, names doesn't matter. IDs matter. Correct? So name is for our reading purpose, for our understanding purpose. The actual thing is on IDs.
Okay. Can you also show tomorrow if you have time to show us?
Yeah, we will have that. We'll have that anyhow in our as part of this course.
Okay.
Siva Kumar or Kello.
If I launch some resources onto AWS, right, like EC2 or some other thing, not with Terraform, is there any way kind of reverse engineering, like capturing whatever is there that we launched in?
Yes, that is called as importing the resource to the Terraform. If you create the resource manually, you can import them into the Terraform.
Okay.
That we will discuss in few next classes.
Yeah,
upcoming classes.
Because before we start the Terraform, we might have launched some resources, right? Like, so how to capture that? Okay.
Yes, that we will discuss in upcoming classes.
Okay. And another thing is like that big architecture you have shown, right? Like initial, the complete architecture which we are going to implement. Can you share it with us?
Yeah, I'll post it.
And this one, and then the Git will you be sharing?
I already shared Git actually.
Okay.
So it is there in the community chat as well.
Okay. So
you can find everything here.
Okay, community chat on this Zoom.
Yeah, I posted it in our website community chat. This is the GitHub repository. Yeah, even I sent in WhatsApp as well. Just please check it.
Okay, I'll check that.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
And then final one from Nagadurga Prasad Charugu. Okay, so anyhow, the session is getting extended for a few days, like 1 to 3 days. You may have a lot of questions, but ideally, so you have to practice multiple times and ask the questions related to the completed sessions. Okay, then it is very good to proceed further. Thank you so much. If you have more questions, you can always use community chat. Ideally, I cannot answer each and every question in the session. Then our timing will be reduced, will be deviated as well. Okay, so initial days till you set up, we can answer. Later, you have to accommodate yourself for the practice more times, and then ask the questions in the community chat and ask the questions related to the yesterday's session or today's session. Then it will be very good. Okay, thank you so much. Good night. See you in tomorrow's session. Bye.
Thank you all. Thank you.